Welcome, everyone, to the very first MedSimu Physiology podcast. I'm really excited to get started today. We're diving into something absolutely fundamental, the extracellular fluid, or ECF. Understanding it is just, well, crucial, especially when we think about pediatric patients. We'll be drawing on some core physiological concepts today.
Absolutely. It's a great place to start. So let's set the stage. If you take an average adult, about 60% of their body weight is actually water, is fluid.
60%? Well,
Yeah, quite a bit. And this total body fluid isn't just one big pool. It's mainly in two compartments. About 2/3 of it is inside the cells. That's the intracellular fluid, the ICF.
okay, inside the cell.
Right. And the other third, that's the extracellular fluid, the ECF. It's everything outside the cells. And that ECF is really our focus here. You can think of the ECF as the body's internal sea, basically. It's the immediate environment that surrounds every single cell.
The internal sea, I like that. So why is this sea so vital then? What's its main job?
Its main job, survival. It's essentially the life support system for the cells. It carries everything they need to survive and function. We're talking oxygen, glucose, different ions, amino acids, fatty substances, you name it, all delivered via the ECF.
So it's the delivery and pickup service, bringing the good stuff, taking away waste.
Exactly. All cells live in the same ECF, this internal environment, and depend on it being just right. And interestingly, its composition is quite different from what's inside the cells.
Okay. That difference must be important. What are the key distinctions between ECF and ICF compositionally?
Huge differences, and they're critical. The ECF, the fluid outside the cells, is loaded with sodium, chloride, and bicarbonate ions. Potassium, on the other hand, is kept pretty low out there.
Sodium high outside. Got it.
Precisely. Now, step inside the cell into the ICF, and it's flipped. You find tons of potassium, magnesium, and phosphate ions, but sodium and chloride, much, much lower inside the cell.
So high potassium inside, high sodium outside. That sounds familiar, like nerve impulses and muscle contraction stuff.
You got it. Those ion gradients, especially sodium and potassium across the cell membrane, are absolutely fundamental for things like nerve signal transmission and muscle function. It's all driven by these concentration differences maintained between the ICF and ECF.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pivot slightly. Thinking clinically, especially about kids, we often hear they're more prone to getting dehydrated quickly. How does this ECF picture play into that?
Ah, yes, a really important clinical point. It comes down to proportions and volumes, Children, especially infants, actually have a higher proportion of their total body water as ECF compared to adults.
Higher proportion. Okay, that seems counterintuitive at first.
It does, doesn't it? But think percentages. A newborn might be 75% water, and a larger fraction of that water is ECF compared to an adult's fluid distribution. But, and this is the crucial part, the absolute volume of ECF in a child is obviously much, much smaller than in an adult.
Right, because they're smaller overall.
Yeah.
So, higher percentage, but less total fluid bathing those cells.
Exactly. So what happens is even a relatively small amount of fluid loss, say from vomiting or diarrhea, represents a much larger percentage depletion of their total ECF volume.
Ah, I see. So losing, say, half a liter of fluid is a much bigger hit to a child's ECF reserve than it would be for an adult.
Precisely. That smaller absolute volume means they just don't have the same buffer. Dehydration, which is essentially a significant reduction in ECF volume, can happen much faster and become more severe more quickly in children. It's why monitoring fluid status is so critical in pediatrics.
Okay, that clarifies it beautifully. So wrapping this up a bit, the really key things to take away today are, 1, the ECF is this vital internal environment, absolutely essential for every cell. 2, those compositional differences, high sodium outside, high potassium inside, are fundamental for function and definitely key for exams. And 3, specifically for kids, remember that higher ECF ratio but smaller absolute volume makes them uniquely vulnerable to dehydration. It happens fast.
That sums it up perfectly. These aren't just abstract concepts. They have direct clinical relevance every day.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a great first deep dive. Thanks for joining us on the MedSimu Physiology podcast. We're looking forward to exploring more core physiology with you next time.